Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about how Dean Cain is such a hypocrite. Oh wait, let me rephrase that. Dean Tanaka, because that's actually his real last name, because he's half Japanese. His mom remarried and everything. He took up his stepfather's last name, completely abandoning his Japanese roots and stuff. So, Dean Cain is best known for playing Superman in the 90s and what was it called? Lois and Clark, The Adventures of Superman, something like that. Now, I used to watch that back in the day, but I never finished it and stuff. It's just, I don't know, it got kind of boring after a while. The graphics wasn't all that great. And Dean really isn't no great actor. Like, he's just not. Okay? He's just really not. And so, like, he's been stirring up some controversy as usual and everything because of his political views. Because he's a far right, like, Republican conservative and everything. And so he's been taking a lot of pot shots at that of like Superman lately when it comes to Superman coming out as bisexual, and when James Gunn said Superman's like an immigrant and some other stuff like that. And so Dean Cain believes that Superman is just becoming way too woke, and it's gonna hurt like box office numbers and comic sales and just all kind of other little stuff like that. Now, the irony in this is that the dude flip-flops so much on things that I can't take him serious. And because of his rhetoric, I really can't take him serious. And the thing is, what's so ironic is that because like he's part of a certain like political group, he has to appeal to his base, very similar to the toxic YouTube guys who are like anti-woke and everything. They have to appeal to their base. They have to keep constantly making videos, hating on stuff. And then all of a sudden, when they start liking something that's considered woke or whatever, then their fans start getting outraged. Like many of these YouTubers now who actually first they started crapping on James Gunn's Superman movie. Then they went to it, said it's pretty good, and their fans turned on them. So Dean Cain is no exception. And so, like, it's just so ironic that he says Superman is becoming way too woke and everything, yet he is technically considered a woke Superman. The dude's grandfather is like Japanese. His grandmother is half white and Japanese. Don't know what his dad is, and the mom is like mixed with white and Japanese. He is technically considered woke. He is technically a half white, half Japanese actor who played Superman. Now, of course, the people who played the parents and like the show, they were, I don't know what race they were. I can't remember what the show actors look like. I'm talking about Jor-El and his wife, not the Kents. And so I'm not sure what those actors are, but he's technically supposed to be your typical white version of Superman. So technically, a person of color played like a white character on television. If that would have happened today, people would be screaming online that that's woke. They would be screaming from the top of their lungs, how dare you? How dare you and everything have a Japanese actor play a white character in like a television show and blah, 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 blah. And it's just so crazy because he would be one of those people screaming it and everything. And like I think he's the first person of color to play Superman, I believe. I've always heard of this one Mexican guy who played him. I can't find nothing on that. It might just be a parody, but for the most part, he is the first person of color to play that of Superman. So by that definition, they took a chance on that, and that's considered Hollywood wokeism and everything. So, but yeah, it's ironic that he believes that, oh, Superman's becoming too woke and everything. Yeah, he played one and everything, because he's upset about James Gunn talking about Superman's like an immigrant and this stuff. Anybody who knows who Superman is knows that the dude has been an immigrant since the day of his creation. He is an allegory for what the two Jewish creators created and what they went through in life. They were Jewish, they came to America, or were born in America. I'm not sure which one because it's been a while since I researched them. But anyway, they're Jewish men who lived in America, and they lived the life. They told the tale of the story. Like, they died like with no money and everything because DC did them wrong. And so Superman is supposed to be kind of like, like an allegory for like their life and everything. An immigrant who was raised by different parents in like on Earth because he came from an alien planet. Yeah, all of a sudden these little angry dudes online who claim to be the biggest Superman supporters seem to not know that. And of course now it's gone to things like Fox News and all this other crap, and they're trying to push a stupid narrative to their base just so they can hate on something. This is getting so old, and it's been going around for 15 years now. Like, enough is enough. Like, it gets on my nerve. But you know what? Like I said before, if Dean Cain was to play Superman today, they would turn their backs on him and everything. They would scream, how dare you? This is woke. This is pandering. This is blah, 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 blah. And so it's just so hypocritical. Then there's his views on gay marriage, which still don't make no sense. So he is, like I said before, a Republican, a conservative, and this and that. And he has all that strong rhetoric, right? And so he actually supports gay marriage and everything. Now, this is like over 12 years ago when the Republican base was completely different. And so, like, he actually supports gay equality, marriage, stuff like that. He says he has friends that are gay. He's even played a gay character in a movie and stuff. But then when like the Republican Party shifted in like 2015, his views seem to have like either changed or he's just pretending to be a certain way because he doesn't like the idea of Jonathan Kent, who is Superman's son, who is the new Superman in comics, being bisexual and everything. And he just railed against that. And it's just kind of like, so wait, hold up. So you support gay equality, but yet you're still going to slam the LGBT when it comes to bisexuality. That does not make no sense. And the whole, oh, I have gay friends, that's the excuse they always use. Same thing when they say, I'm not racist, I have black friends and everything. I hate when people say that crap. It's like you are who you are. Either you support the LGBT or you do not. But stop flip-flopping just because like you either have like a moral sensibility come back in your head or you're trying to pander to your own base. And what's ironic and even more crazier about this is the simple fact he used to be on the Supergirl show, a very highly progressive far left type show. That don't make no sense. And this was back in 2015 to 2017. Where he played this character for 6 like episodes and everything. If he believes in a certain way, why in the world would he join this show and everything? Money. And because Hollywood really not banging down his door, they never really banged down his door. He's really only known for 2 things: playing Superman and being on that show with, I think her name is, I forget her name. She was on California Dreams. in Baywatch. It was kind of like Ripley's Believe It or Not. They had that show, and that's really all he's famous for. He's been in other things, but nobody pays attention. And so, like, he most likely did it for money. Because once he started to see just how progressive this show is, why the heck would he join? But then again, to be honest, in season one, the show wasn't that progressive yet. It only got super progressive once it went to the CW in season two. And I'm not even sure if he was a part of that season or not. But ironically, they killed his character. Yeah, wrote him off, killed his character off, and they killed his character off with no dialogue, and he wasn't in it, and they had like a stand-in. And so a lot of people have been debating, why was he written off the show? Well, he was on from 2015 to 2017. That's when he started getting political online because his base had shifted to that of Trump. And once that happened, he started spewing tons of hate online. And so most likely he rubbed some people the wrong way, either backstage or because of the stuff he was saying online. Fans were probably like, yo, what's up with this? And blah, blah, blah. We don't want him on the show. So something happened. Either fans were the result of him getting written off, or he started saying some stuff that just pissed the people who made the show off and everything. Because the CW used to be really progressive, and if you have this person online who's spewing hate and everything and spreading lies and everything, that's not good for their company. It's kind of like when Kevin Sorbo, who also shares that of Dean Cain's political views, also guest starred on Supergirl. But this was when it was really progressive and everything, I think in season 2. And so that don't make no sense for Kevin Sorbo to even want to guest star on that show. But of course, money, because nobody's banging down his door either. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.